The scale of destruction inflicted on Gaza by Israeli forces over the past month is unprecedented.
But was a poem which the fresh fires of hell that sang this song and fought for
They're animals, they're savages, they're terrorists.
Multi-story buildings have caved in families. Most of the victims are women and children.
They destroy with intent, no relent. They offend with contempt to an extent difficult to comprehend, to extend their ascendance and stand on stone land. And they pour the cement into wells. It's horrendous, no end, no amend, no repent. But they send older men to seize all there is, to descend and to bend the people who spent their whole lives on this land and keep them dependent and steal all the plants that they reap with their hands. Tell me, how can one attempt try to even understand? Palestinian tries to get back to his home. They insult him with friends and they bend and they crack all his bones till he faints and his shirt is tainted with blood, until he gets acquainted with God, till his soul just remains. Then they paint themselves as some saints that attained what they claimed is their God-given right. They endure to ensure occupation endures and create all this rage that has then to be pent up while it's meant to be vented, stealing and killing day after day. More than 70 years they abuse and refuse to see them as human. Like a boa constrictor, restricting their space and their water, their food and their movement. The biggest of prisons on earth, routinely showered with bombs. Mowing the lawn is that's what it's called, and raiding and taking some people to detain and to torture them. Nothing is safe from destruction of vital civilian infrastructure and water tanks, wells and the places to dwell, and the schools and the shelters and hospitals, bakeries, mosques and the churches, of course, when the lives are the first to be left in the lurch. Death and destruction inflicted with high-tech assistance, deflecting the blame, putting it on the victims. They kill from a distance, put an end to existence and fight the resistance to colonization and occupation and humiliation, brutal retaliation whenever they speak or they walk or they peek out their world or they reach out or call or they teach young and old or they preach or they stroll or they reap in the fall or they seek the little dole or they eke out the living, and yet week after week some will fall, but they're still standing tall and strong. Israel, it's a hell, and they think they can't sink. They're above all the laws, drowning the cries with the lies and the lies, looking for opportunities to traumatize, discriminate, eliminate, and denigrate, and spilling hate, dehumanize, have bomb raids, refuse aid, indoctrinate, racism, oppression, murder, and genocide, dropping bombs on those that have nowhere to hide. They need their vital space, treating it as unfair if others breathe their air, probably proud of their genius strategies, killing all breathing and living being that exists. Cause when there's no people, there's no more terrorists. Then it remains for them to claim that they were at risk, killing people who flee, looking for the safety, cutting all electricity, still give them light. Not a minute goes by without explosions, bright, dropping bombs from great height with all might, so they can go face and fight the dust and the dead bodies when there's no one in sight. Systematic, sadistic, drag a girl out her bed in the night, shut her brother before in front of their parents' eyes, beat the father to death while she cries, lock her up in a prison and torture and boast to the world about their trophy. Where's her smile now? Looking to inflict maximal pain, dominate, stunt their growth, break their will, and kill, kill, and kill. And oppression knows only vice, power, and lies to maintain a system that would have no allies. It argues with violence, it means it's vengeance, it garners support with distortion of evidence, inverting the truth like it's 1984. Whatever they do, they say it's others doing it now and before. Did you know who spreads terror the whole day and night, commits gruesome mass murder that's called genocide? Yeah, it's those being starved that have nowhere to hide. Did you know about their bombs, what they hit and what they rip is getting turned and transformed into terrorist hiding behind all the severed limbs? Again and again, the same lame game of shame that they're playing and playing. Did you know about this land? It was empty. Or when the people that we know were not there, they left, yeah, they fled voluntarily. Really? killing the babies for self-defense, keeping the water for humane ends, hitting their schools so their break extends, snapping the press to look through their lens, looking over the fence just to smell the incense, shelling homes so they don't pay rent, filling prisons so they can't be friends, spilling blood, population too dense is to make amends, cannot get too intense. Lying through their teeth, inverting the truth, no spine, invertebrates, the cerebrate, keep lying, perverted, insert opposite here, like the sleaziest leech, which knows how to twist and deceive to achieve their own means, like a psychopath, sycophant, and dilute population, then mute opposition, uproot voices of reason by shoot ammunition, arbitrarily detain Palestinian hostages, regularly slaying whoever lost the verse, rarely detailing all of their obstacles, but steadily praying hope is their further cause. And if you have a heart and a brain that remains, they will claim you are anti-Semitic, but it's only the people who know they are evil and wrong that can't stand any critic. They are blind and they're deaf, they can't see, they can't hear, they can't reason, confusion, they follow their hate and delusion, illusion, they bomb their way to their own destruction. Soon they'll be humbled and stumble on the rubble and tumble and crumble to their end. Thought it would be possible to witness descendants of Holocaust survivors mocking the late, babies being put to their last bed, Western media's lies not articulate, some rabbis engaging in shocking debate, but Palestinians will be stopping and locking the hate, and soon you'll see them rocking the fate of their land. Israel, you better enjoy quenching your bloodthirst, cause for the rest of your life and after you're cursed. Listen here, let me tell you something. You're celebrating fireworks with explosions, phosphorus, hiding behind your bombs like cowards, perfidious, murdering a people while you're in power, treacherous. But today the end of racism and apartheid, of murder and genocide has been decreed. You might not agree, but it's clear for everybody to see. Nobody can stop destiny. At this very time the babies are born that will make Palestine free.